Hello, everyone. This is Sinema77, horror and cult film lover. I'm back, and we're going to do a movie review tonight. The movie we're going to talk about, I believe, come out in either 1975 or 1976. The movie we're talking about is Rolls Royce Baby. Now, this movie, like I said, it was made in the 70s, but it was released in last year, 2018, by Full Moon Entertainment of all places. And I found the DVD for a good price. Honestly, I don't know if this is on Blu-ray. I need to check on that, but yeah, I saw this, and the main reason why I had to jump on it is because of this lady right here, Lina Romay. Now, um, you know, i if you're a fan of Jess Franco movies, you know who Lina Romay is. If you're not a fan of Jess Franco movies, Lina Romay, she's a Spanish actress, and she was for many many years. She was Jess Franco's basically his muse. Um, in interviews, he always talked that she was the love of his life, and that he was just completely fascinated by her, and he loved her very much until she died in 2012. I believe she died from cancer, and the thing is like he was very much in love with her, and he pretty much he would put her in just about every movie he made. The most notorious one, I've reviewed it on my channel, is still on there. If you want to go on there and look and see, is Female Vampire. And the movie I told you about, that's the movie where she plays the female vampire, the lead of the movie, and she's roaming around the countryside looking for victims. And how she gets the blood from her victims, she gets it through oral sex. And so, yeah, I remember that one. That was an interesting movie. One that was definitely an interesting watching experience, as was this. But yeah, so I admit, it's like I pretty much when I watched Female Vampire, I became a Lena Romay fan, and this movie just kind of keeps it going. And the movie is actually it's not a bad little flick. I mean, the movie, it's written, produced, and directed by Edward C. Dietrich, who I believe it says here he produced films for Jess Franco, and but he decided he wanted to borrow Lena Romay to be in this movie for him, and it really does have an. The story is actually kind of interesting. It's an interesting little idea if you think about it. Now the story you have, Lena Romay's character. She plays what's her character's name here? It says Lisa. Okay, Lisa. Wow, that's really a stretch, huh? But anyway, though, she plays Lisa. Now, Lisa is a woman who has a very strong sexual appetite, and she explains she's with a man, and she's having sex with him, and they're laying together, and she explains to him that she had this thing of she's kind of a nymphomaniac, and she was out hitchhiking and getting rides, and like at one point they do kind of a flashback where she gets picked up by this truck driver, and he's driving down the road. Well, she starts taking her clothes off, and he signals to his buddy who's laying in the back, and the guy's like, "Hey man, it's not my turn to take over yet," and all this is like, "Look, we got company." And so, they see her, she's, getting undressed, and she looks amazing and gorgeous and lovely and sexy and beautiful and all that stuff. And so they take turns, like while one's driving the truck, the other one's in the back of the cab having sex with her. And some scenes of the movie, I'm kind of a little confused on this one, because there are scenes in the movie where you could tell it is hardcore sex that they're having, because you see her, like giving a man a blowjob and stuff, and you can see she's actually doing it, and it looks like, you see she's being fingered and stuff like that. But at the same time, though, too, it's like there are scenes where you kind of wonder you know, is it simulated? So it kind of goes back and forth on that a little bit, but anyway, so like they have this big sexual escapade, and then as soon as it's over, they pull the truck over the side of the road, and they throw her out without clothes on, and she's like, "You bastards!" and on, "Get out of here, you fucking whore," and all that stuff. And so she decides, she's not going to be put in that situation again. So what Lisa ends up doing is she ends up becoming a top supermodel. And she's doing all these nude photo shoots and things like that. And she starts making all this money. She becomes one of the world's most famous, models and She decides, you know what, she has this thing about riding around and having sex in a moving vehicle and stuff. It's kind of a thing with her. She enjoys doing it. So now she's got all this money, and so she gets herself a Rolls Royce, a vintage, classic Rolls Royce that you see here, right? And the man that she was with, he was showing her like he's like a martial arts guy, and he's showing her all his skills and stuff like that. And so she asks him, do you want to be my chauffeur, and you can drive me around, and we go pick up people, and I can have sex with them, and then we can have sex on occasion and stuff. And he's like, oh hell yeah, I'll go for that. And so she, he gets himself into this getup. He's got, the whole chauffeur, he's got the hat and he's got the jacket and everything else. He's dressed to the nines, man. He's ready to be her chauffeur. And so she ends up getting into, she gets into the Rolls Royce, and then they cruise around the countryside looking for hitchhikers. And it doesn't matter. You find out in the movie, it doesn't matter, male or female. Um, you know, they're looking for hitchhikers, and when they pick them up, you know, they get in the back seat with her. They have this, long sexual romp, and then when she's done, she pretty much just lets him go. Kind of getting a little bit of revenge at the same time too for the way she was treated. But pretty much, yeah. Everybody who rides in her Rolls Royce has a good time. So, but I mean, that's kind of basically the story. And honestly, I think what makes this movie interesting though is, I don't know if it was meant to be, but it definitely has a very feminist feel to it. I mean, Lina Romay, I mean, she's amazing. She's astonishingly beautiful. And that's okay. That's one of the things you're going to notice. If you're going to watch this movie, you have to be prepared to really appreciate Lina Romay because it's clear that the filmmakers do. There are many, many scenes of Lina Romay where the camera is just, it's clear the camera loves her, and it's clear that the people making the movie love her, and that they're fascinated by her. They want to show her beautiful, her sexiness. They want to show, her charisma. Some people probably be like, "Oh, that's what you're going to call it." Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just, she has, a little certain something. I mean, like right there, she looks amazing, and she does have this quality to really, like just draw you in, and so I mean, that really is a lot of the movie. It's You could tell that the people who made this movie, that they were very taken with her, and they were taken with her beauty, and they want to display it. They want to accentuate on it. So some could say it's meant to be loving, and be more of a tribute to her and her beauty and her sexuality and things. But some people would definitely probably call it exploitation and say it's just filth and garbage. It has no redeeming value and things like that. But I also too think, like what I was going to say, it is a bit of a feminist film in the sense that you have this woman who she has a strong sexual appetite, and she owns it. She doesn't shy away from it. She doesn't pretend to be somebody who she's not. Her whole point is she, works her way up, by she becomes a model, she does a new modeling, things like that, and she's able to become, she gets to the point where she wants to be who she is, and she wants to live her life the way she wants to live it on her terms. And the sex she has is on her terms. And she doesn't want to basically be stuck being under anybody's thumb, and she doesn't want to be under anybody else's rules. If anything, everybody is going to be under her rule. And in some situations, being under her, that's kind of the thing though too. It's like being under her rule in this movie is not really that bad of a deal, because like the man who ends up becoming her butler in the film, he he's got it pretty well made. I mean, sure, she's going around, he's driving her around in the countryside, and she's picking up these random strangers to have sex with and stuff. But this guy, he's not doing too bad either, because even though he's driving her around, and she's having sex with all these guys, she's still having sex with him on a regular basis. He's got nice clothes to wear. He lives in her house. He's doing pretty good. And they're like I said, they're having sex. So I mean, it's like being under her rule, being under her thumb is not really a bad situation to be in. But I mean, really, that's one thing you could say about this. But this is the kind of movie it would take. It would really take somebody to be. You need to be mentally mature to handle this movie because, like I said, it would be so easy to watch this movie and just pass it off as filth, as porn, as garbage, as trash. You got to kind of really look a little bit more deep inside this movie and see what's going on here. And like I said, appreciate the fact that you have this woman who, she is who she is, and she's just trying to be herself. And that's the thing, like that's the thing, she's got like, like when she was hitchhiking and she's being kicked out of the truck by these guys and stuff like that. It's like many people have been in that situation. It's like I've been in that situation where when you like somebody and you really want to prove to them that you like them and you go that extra mile, um, you go above and beyond to try to prove to that person that you care about them, or you try to really try to make them happy. You put in the effort, and then these people can just turn on you, and all of a sudden they see you as beneath them. They see you as human trash, that you're not worth their time or effort, and they can just throw you away like garbage. It's like so many people have been in that situation. I've been in that situation, and it's her character Lisa in this movie is in that same situation, and she decides she's not going to let herself continue being abused by people, and she's gonna step up and she's gonna live life and she's gonna try to do it on her own terms and try to achieve happiness her way. So that's what I mean when I say that there is a feminist side to this movie. And Lina Romay, like I said, I mean, she's astonishingly beautiful. I mean, just, but like I said, you need to understand that the filmmakers have an appreciation for this movie. So that's kind of it. So you're going to see a lot of the movie is the filmmakers using the camera to show, to get the audience to appreciate and accept how beautiful and lovely and sexy Lina Romay was. And that's a lot of it. And you don't really get it's funny because in today's like Hollywood society, as much as like a lot of actresses and singers and models and stuff, as much as they're adored and you don't really have movies that are really like the whole focus of the movie is to try to get you to appreciate her, her looks, her beauty, her talent, or things like that. I mean, it's just like say like somebody's like, oh, Ariana Grande, oh, she's so hot or something like that. People will be like, dude, she's a dime a dozen. It's like they don't really focus on her. There's, it's like, yeah, there's her, but there's like 20 others just like her. So who cares? But this was back at a time where you know these actresses, they really did. They had filmmakers who genuinely appreciated them and cared about them, and it's like, while on the one hand you can definitely argue that it is exploitation, yes, but at the same time, it's like, we want to show the world, her beauty and her talent, and but yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of Lena Romay, and if you want explicit sexuality, you want explicit nudity, this movie is going to definitely take care of you. Like I said, I'm surprised to see that of all the places that come from Full Moon Entertainment, but it's Full Moon. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this movie. I mean, if you're a fan, like I said, just to see Lena Romay alone is worth it. But you know, I think so. I think just yeah, if you're in for an erotic good time, then this movie will definitely take care of you. And yeah, I would say if you're and also too, like I said, if you like a movie with an erotic movie with nudity and sexuality, but a little something else going on there too, then I think this is interesting. Like I said, I like the storyline, the idea of this woman who, comes from nothing and she builds herself up. She has, she achieves success, she achieves fame, and she uses that to live her life the way she wants to live it. And the way she decides she wants to live it is to get herself a beautiful big Rolls Royce and have her chauffeur drive her around the country and, pick up, men and women that she wants to engage with. And so, I mean, it's definitely a powerful, it's a story about powerful women. I mean, it's like But like I said, it's like you need to approach this with a mature mentality. If you're going to approach it just, oh, it's just nude, it's sex, and ooh, yeah, then you're really going to have a, like the character says, on South Park, you're going to have a bad time, But honestly, yeah, I mean, definitely, this is good for, if you want a good erotic story, and if you don't mind, looking at Lina Romay, which I admit I don't, but I mean, I hope, I hope she rests in peace. God bless her. But anyway, so that's pretty much going to do it. We talked about Rolls Royce Baby. Yeah, I would say if you come across it, and like I say, it's it delivers the goods in terms of like I said, if you want nudity, you want sexuality, this movie will give it to you in spades. You're going to have it. But like I said, I also too I like the idea behind it. The story I think is interesting. So anyway, though, I'm starting to repeat myself. I think that's enough for now. So if anybody took the time to watch this video, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I honestly hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. There are weekly videos posted, movie reviews, haul videos, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, so please take care and come back again. And this is Sinema77, horror cult film lover, wishing you a good night and pleasant dreams. Bye bye.